Warning: the following context may include scary sequences of light horror and many thrills. Some gruesome descriptions involving children may be present in some chapters. Some material may be unsettling to certain audiences. But don't worry, everything will be okay. Probably. The story you are about to be told is one of ghosts and jack-o'-lanterns, vampires and zombies. But don't let this ruffle your scarf or put a frown in your pumpkin. It also holds friendship and adventure, apple cider and pumpkin donuts. The world you're stepping into brings joy and tears, laughter and good frights, where the wind whistles and the chill of autumn tickles your nose, where imagination runs wild and the magic of Halloween flies through the air. But look out! You may have an unfriendly encounter with a giant, creepy, crawly spider, or come face to face with a scary clown. So stay close to your friends and even closer to your courage, because where we're going is nowhere like our world. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So grab a fuzzy blanket, your best buddies, and your favorite autumn snack. And be sure to remember, when you get scared, don't worry, darling, it's just a cornfield. Chapter 1: Sour Gummy Worms. My eyes flicker open as a light wind creeps through the cracked window. Soft little whiskers tickle my face as my cat, Arnie, nuzzles my nose. A perfectly chilly breeze dances in the tall oak trees out front. The smell of pumpkin pancakes and crispy bacon fills the little farmhouse. Grandmother's cooking, I would assume. Most mornings go something like this. Peaceful, grandmother cooking something delicious for breakfast, Arnie waking me up earlier than I'd like. I throw my purple comforter to the side and swing my legs off the bed. Slipping on my wool socks, I stand up and walk down the hall to the bathroom. The bathroom is small, mostly covered in pictures of chickens and cows. Grandmother likes farms a lot, and this bathroom is certainly farm-like. The toilet is so old, one might wonder if it still flushes. The walls are wooden, aged, and hold the smell of all the years this house has been alive. After using the bathroom, I brush out my hair and wash my face. Arnie meows at my feet, not so patiently, waiting for his breakfast. Wait just one more minute, I tell him, but he insists I move faster. After brushing my teeth, Arnie and I scurry down the stairs to the kitchen. As expected, grandmother is cooking. The round wooden table is set with pancakes, bacon, farm-fresh eggs that have been scrambled and covered in cheese, and orange juice from the tiny and only market downtown. Eat up, tonight is opening night, grandmother says excitingly. We've got lots of work to do. Just then, grandfather walks in the door with a bucket of veggies he must have just picked in the garden. They still have dirt on them. Grandmother sits at the table with me and waves for grandfather to come over. After saying grace, we enjoy breakfast. So, I just finished picking the veggies from the garden for tonight, but I'll need you to pick the fruit. The apples need to be washed and ready to be made into caramel apples for the customers. Got it, Dixie? Grandfather looks at me while he takes a massive bite of pancakes. Got it, I reply plainly. Oh, Danny and Martha wanted to come to help get everything set up. Maybe Connor too? Would that be okay? Grandfather swallows the massive bite, having barely chewed it. If they are hard workers, I don't see why not, he says with a firm nod. I'll have to run by the market this morning. How about they meet us there and ride home with us, grandmother asks me. I'll ask them if that works. We all pitch in to clean up the kitchen. Then I head up to my room to get dressed before leaving. Arnie ate while we had breakfast, but he seemed to think it wasn't enough as he continued to meow at grandmother until she gave him bites of pancake. Spoiled cat. My room also has wooden walls. I have hung up a few pictures of art pieces I painted, but other than that, I like it being simple. Opening the forest green curtains, I shuffle through my dresser for something to wear. Skinny blue jeans and a black sweater will do. I tie a cream and white flannel around my waist for some contrasting colors. Plus, it's always handy to have a flannel in case it gets cold. I pat Arnie on the head and run out the door. The truck horn honks, and I struggle to lace up my boots. I toss my small brown purse over my shoulder and run to the truck. Buck barks as I jump over him and a couple of steps off the porch. Grandmother rolls her eyes at me as I nearly trip over all the chickens that are feeding in the front yard. With a firm yank, the truck's door squeaks open and I hop in the passenger seat. "You're going to trip and crack open your head someday," Grandmother laughs, but her statement also seems like a warning. I nod and buckle up. "What are we picking up?" I ask as I grab my phone to text my friends that we're on our way. "Sugar, butter, some canned pops to sell, just some last-minute things." "Okay," I shrug my shoulders. A dust cloud swirls behind us as we drive down the old dirt road. Only the roads in town on Main Street and a few others are paved. Some might find it odd for a town to not do more for the roads, but the people who live here like it this way. And they live here for a reason. We like the small town feel, the oldness of it all. I smile as the wind blows my hair into a tangled mess. Grandmother parks the truck and we walk into the market. The store is what you would expect, small and worn down, with only one or two brand options for each type of food. Grandmother grabs a cart and tells me to go wait outside for my friends, and I do as I'm told. "Dixie!" I turn to see Martha speed walking from the sidewalk. She wears an orange oversized sweater, which matches her orange hair, with a black leather skirt and striped tights. Her black lace-up boots clink on the pavement as she gets closer. I wave to her. "Hi!" "Is Danny here yet?" Martha asks, but seems to answer her own question as she looks around and does not find him. "Nope," I reply with shrugged shoulders. "Grandmother is in the store grabbing a few last-minute things anyways. It's okay if he's not here yet." We sit on the old rusted bench off the side of the grocery store. Martha has her face in a book that she picked up from the local library yesterday, and of course, she's nearly done with it, as per usual. From the looks of the cover, this one has to do with zombies or something. Last week's books were about an alien invasion and vampires. At least that's what I remember from what she told me for an hour while she was at my sleepover. Martha is my best friend. We may not be super similar, but we bring out the best in each other. I met her when I moved here after my parents passed in an accident. I was only 7, and she was nice and welcoming. People may not assume, but it can be tough to find friends in such a small, tightly knit community. Martha was and still is my saving grace. "Danny, it took you gosh darn long enough," Martha yells sarcastically as she pops her head out from behind her book. Danny blushes as he slouches over to us, both hands in his pockets. "Sorry, guys, I had to wrap up some yard work for Mama. You know how it is." Martha and I nod. We do know how it is. His mama is no soft lady. When she tells you to do something, you'd best do it. Danny's blue button-up shirt is tucked into his maroon slacks, accompanied by a brown leather belt, as always. That boy can't go a day without tucking his shirt in with his favorite belt. One day I finally got up the courage to ask why he always wears it. I didn't want to sound mean, but I was genuinely curious. Turns out it was his father's before he went off to serve in the military. Unfortunately, he never got to come back home. It was a tough conversation that I felt bad for bringing up, but it turned out he needed someone to talk to, and I understood the loss of a parent, so he appreciated the support. Sometimes it's nice to talk about those who are no longer with us, as if they were. Laugh and tell all the funny things they did, and it makes it less painful. And less awkward, which is how those conversations often go with people who don't understand what it is to lose someone close. No worries, I say as I stand up to give him a hug hello. Since that conversation, he and I have been like family. We share a bond that our other friends don't. He smiles sheepishly and glances at Martha, who has returned to her book. "Zombies this time, huh?" he asks, but only I hear. "Guess so," I giggle. "Can we get snacks?" Martha suddenly asks as if she's been waiting on something and stuffs her book into her purple backpack. "I'm really craving chips, and you can get those sour gummy worms you like." Danny makes a grossed out face and shivers. He hates sour gummy worms, or any sour candy, in fact. "Sure, I'd grab some." I pick up my purse from the ground and wave at them to follow me. The doors creak as they open, making the familiar sound of our hometown grocery store. In aisle 3, we spot Grandma looking at the sugar and baking section. I peek over quickly to tell her we are grabbing snacks, and she gives me a thumbs up. Aisle 5 is where the snacks and candies are. I grab a pack of sour gummy worms and some sour Skittles. Danny grabs peanut butter cups, and Martha grabs sour cream and onion potato chips. We check out at the only cash register and then head out to the parking lot again. A chilling breeze blows heavily in our direction, nearly knocking the chips right out of Martha's hands. "Not my beloved chips!" she yells, clinging tightly to her snack. Danny chuckles softly at her, and Martha shakes her head in embarrassment. An old lady walks by and rolls her eyes at us. Martha shrugs and opens the bags. Is a girl not allowed to love her chips? Jeez. "Alrighty, children, let's load up," Grandmother calls out to us with a cart full of groceries. "No, Connor?" "He said he'll come tonight. I guess helping isn't his thing," Danny answers in a slightly disapproving tone. Grandmother snickers and rolls her eyes. "That boy has never known hard work in his life. It's a wonder you three are friends with him." "Grandmother!" I gasp, trying to hide my smile. Martha, however, does not hide her smile. "Right here with you, Grandma Dowie. Connor is a piece of work," Martha says with a firm nod as though she has just stated something super important. Danny remains silent. Chapter 2. The Apple Tree. Tune in tomorrow.